Some people are always in a hurry. They run when they could walk, race up steps when others take it slow. When Joe Biden's president, America is just going to have to keep up.
What?
It's sad.
Why is it sad?
I just think it's sad. It's okay. It's embarrassing that that's our president. It's sad. It's embarrassing that it's our president, but it's sad that it's an old man falling. I don't like to see old people get frail and fall, but it's embarrassing when it's the president and your leader, and it's not the first time or the second.
I don't know. This is your leader. I didn't vote for him.
I didn't vote for him either, but he's still our leader.
This isn't his first time falling, and I did hear that there was a reason for him to have falling, and so evidently there was a sandbag in the way. But
watch where you're walking.
Maybe you couldn't see it.
I mean, he was standing there probably for a long time, is what I was thinking.
I don't know. I didn't see the lead up to it. The only thing I saw was the fall. But I remember a couple months ago, not a couple months, didn't he fall off a bike too? Then he fell up some steps.
Up the steps. Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think a lot of people are starting to take notice now. I think people are starting to be worried about his. Okay, so if his cognitive ability per se didn't seem to be all the way there, the not being able to stand up right is starting to draw more people's attention, I would say. But I don't know. Here's the thing. So at the end of the day, I'm not voting for. If he's running, I'm not voting for that side anyway. And so I don't care about it. I don't care if he is a nominee. That's definitely not going to be my vote. So, and so you got a lot of people that I think you have a lot of people now on the Democrat side that are kind of saying we want some different options other than him right now. I think his approval rating is falling. I don't think people really want. What? Okay, literally, his approval rating has fallen.
Sorry.
But I don't think people want Kamala either. I don't like Kamala, and so there's nothing really on that ticket that I'm interested in. And so if you give people other options, I think that the Democrat Party might have a good chance. I really honestly still think they have a good chance right now, because if Trump is a nominee for the Republican Party, I think a lot of people are going to vote against Trump versus for Joe Biden, which is still a sad state of affairs for, the country and politics right now.
But my point is, when we know we have a president that age, and he's prone to fall, and now he hitting his head and all kind of stuff. This is the leader of the free world we talk about, people. Maybe somebody need to be with him at all times, like literally right there, to make sure things like that don't happen. This is what we got. We have this older man in office. We should move accordingly. Being that we have this elderly man in office, we should have a caretaker with him. The president of the United States of America needs a caretaker, because if he keeps falling and hitting his head, it might not end well.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
The Secret Service can't be keeping the sandbags a secret.
What?
They need to say, Joe, watch out for the sandbags.
Listen, maybe it'd be better if he was in. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I'm black, and I am committing a mortal sin by even saying that I won't vote for the Democrat Party. You know how many sellout comments and coon comments and all these things you get just for being black, saying that you're not even going to vote for the Democrat Party? And if you per se chance to say that I'm going to vote for the Republican Party, you just listen, you might as well spit on your mama.
On a number of questions that, had positive attributes about Biden, no one agreed with the sentiment. So they asked, is Biden a good leader? Not a one of them raised their hands. They asked, does he share my values? This actually surprised me. Not a one of them raised their hands. They asked, did he do better, worse, or the same than you expected? No one said he did better than they expected. They asked, is he up to the task of being president through 2028? No one said yes. And they asked, how do you feel about his handling of the economy? And no one had a positive feeling about his handling of the economy. Every one of these people said they are not impressed with Biden. They don't think he's up to the task of another 4 years. They're disappointed. They're unhappy with the economy. They see the outlook as stormy. They're all these sentiments, right? But then when you ask them, well, who are going to vote for this time? All of them said Biden again.
Yeah.
Because Trump or DeSantis, in our opinion, is worse. Now,
So the funny thing is, she said that the outlooks look stormy. The outlook looked stormy, like Stormy Daniels. But she was talking about Biden. But anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think this is going to sway many people as far as which party they're going to vote for. I think the people that are, the hardcore Democrats are going to vote Democrat. And then I think really the people that are hardcore Republicans, regardless of who the nominee is, even if it is Trump, they're going to vote Republican. The thing is that with the independents, and I would say, like I said, I would probably consider myself as a conservative actual Democrat, but I have voted for both parties, so I would consider myself more independent. I voted for the Democrat Party, and I've also voted for the Republican Party. But like I said before, there's things about each party that I do not like, and it's the deep pockets of the the far right and the far left that I really don't care for. And so, listen, at this point in time, look, my vote is up for grabs. And because, listen, I'm a free agent. I'm an independent. And I think I'm registered as an independent. And so, with some of the things that are going on, with some of the social things that are going on, I consider myself conservative as far as, I guess, money, and more liberal as far as social things, I guess. But not that liberal. I'm like medium liberal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, what you do. Just don't make me have to do what you want me to do. Don't force your beliefs on me. And like I said, that's on both sides. That's on the Democrat side, and that's also on the Republican side. Republicans will, force religion on you. Here's the thing: I grew up in a religious household. I grew up in the church, and I'm okay with a lot of the stuff that is, on that side. But if I was of a different faith, and that's how I look at things. If I was of a different faith, or if I wasn't of faith at all, and some of these things are being pushed on me, how is that fair to me? How is that fair to my rights? And so I look at things that way. And so, like, how am I to say that, what I believe is what you should believe, and I should force what I believe onto you? And I see that on both sides. I see that on the Democrat side, and I also see that on the Republican side. I see that on the Democrat side with some of these social issues, and I see that on the Republican side with some of these faith issues. And so, but at the end of the day, it is kind of the lesser of the two evils. I don't feel comfortable with the front man, because now with the front man, it doesn't look like he's going to be the front man for 4 more years.
No.
And then you get down to it, like with this whole Dianne Feinstein thing. The whole thing with Dianne Feinstein, from my understanding, is that she's been kind of out of it for a long time, and they've covered it up. I mean, listen, it will be a little bit more difficult to cover it up for a president, but at the same time, can they not cover up some things? I mean, he has limited press. He doesn't get interviewed by the press like other presidents do. He doesn't give just live interviews. He has very staged questions that are given to him. And so, listen, his cognitive ability, to me, is probably on the decline also. And so, listen, and this is just alleged for me, and this is just from things, but just outside looking in, But anyway, this is your man, so I don't know.
It's not my man.
Yeah, stand up for your man. Stand up for your man, because he can't do it himself.
Oh.
I don't know. End of the day, what do you think about all this hoopla that went on last week? You think it was warranted? You think the fall and all this, press news around the fall was warranted?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like when he said he tripped over a sandbag, the 3 Secret Service that were with him kind of looked like they looked back and all just looked right back like there was nothing there, in my opinion.
It's probably like, oh, not again. It's like,
we don't see anything. But, I mean, there are, I watched the Michael J. Fox, whatever it was, documentary. And, he has somebody that walks right beside him and watches out for him and makes sure that he doesn't fall, tries to catch him. I mean, he still falls once in a while, but, I mean, that is this guy's job. Why doesn't our president have somebody like that?
So the difference between that and this is that in watching the documentary, Michael J. Fox, he might, he might have some businesses and some things that he helps out with, or some things that he runs, but this is the most important business in the world. We shouldn't have to have somebody to walk beside the president because he can't, and if he can't, that is actually perfectly fine. The problem is that it's not just people thinking that it's his legs. They're thinking that it's something going
But
on up here.
regardless of what it is, if he needs help, he needs help. I mean,
He needs help out of office.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, but he's still there, so watch out for him while he's there.
But
I
here's
mean,
the
he's
thing,
still somebody's father. He's still somebody's husband. I mean, yeah, he's our president, but I mean, protect the guy. There's 3 guys around him. Nobody could steer him around that bag.
Oh, okay, well, here's the thing.
It's not like it's the first time he fell. Like, you should know that he's
know.
gonna fall.
I know, exactly.
He's gonna trip over a pebble.
How many times has he fallen off a camera we hadn't seen? How many times is
yeah.
this guy just falling off a camera? Because believe me, this is probably not the first time that he's falling
No,
in this
nobody
year.
even tried to pick him up right away. They were
they're
just
probably-
like, oh,
because
not
they're probably
again.
like, yeah. It's like, not in public. What do we do? Yeah, valid. He is somebody's father, husband, yada, yada. But I would think, instead of telling him to run for another 4 years, is that if you really cared about, not just yourself, when you're saying somebody's husband and somebody's father, if you cared about not just yourself and your family and you cared about the country, you would let somebody else step up and take the
Yeah,
job.
for sure.
And so I just feel this is being a little narcissistic by the whole family. And so, and here's saying I can't rock with that. So, but anyway, at the end of the day, let's just hope and pray that, no more sandbags jump up and grab his ankles.